Hello, Leo, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a reading for February 2023, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. As you can see, I've already gone ahead and pulled the oracle cards and clarified those. I have the overall energy for the reading. We'll dive into tarot, and then I have the decks I'll be using in the extended reading. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing I want to mention is please remember this is a general reading. It will not resonate with everyone. So please, please, please remember to take what resonates and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Leo. And your recent past, you have focused on the positive with the Page of Coins in reverse. There is an opportunity that you are wanting, some sort of a new beginning, because you have the Fool in your immediate future. Your recent past, I feel like, was a lot of feeling real frustrated. I feel like you were maybe facing some triggers, facing some, I don't know, like facing some fears of what you ultimately fear in a way. Like little fears that are leading to big, like if you fear, not having the money that you need, you are facing financial struggles. If you fear not having the relationship you want, you are facing relationship struggles. So there was a lot of facing fear and facing doubt, almost like self-doubt even. I'm not exactly sure the details. I shouldn't get too deep into it yet because we will pull for each of these. In your current energy, you have take a breather with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Right now, doesn't feel too good. And I feel like right now it would be really easy for you to slip into kind of a negative spiral. So I really feel, because the other card that came out with this, with take a breather, was breathe through the tension. And then the overall energy for this reading, where we'll get to in a second, but one of the cards is breath. And so right now is a time to really breathe through what you're feeling and not allowing your feelings to override your hope or your faith or your truth, whatever the case is for you. Because I feel like that could absolutely be a possibility. Is allowing your emotions to kind of spiral into a little out of hand. Now, in your immediate future, you have speak your world into being with the Fool card. I really like this because this is you speaking what you want into existence. If there's anything I've learned about this journey, it's that right before that new beginning, we have to face the end of the old cycle, right? The end of all of the stuff that we've been dealing with. And usually the closer we get to the end of a cycle, the more frustrating it is, the more difficult situations we do have to face. And so you're on the verge. You're really on the verge. Like you're peering out over what you want. You just kind of have to keep climbing a little bit more. The Climb by Miley Cyrus just popped into my head before I said keep climbing. Overall energy for this reading, you have discernment and breath with focus on your priorities. Right now, I feel like is a time to be really picky about where you give your energy. So I really feel like you're in a state right now of feeling pretty emotional and making sure that you're not giving all of your energy away to, fear and frustration, because that could have a tendency to kind of lead you into more fear and more frustration, which obviously no one wants. Well, let's dive in here. We're going to start by looking at Leo's recent past, clarifying focus on the positive. One of the first things I noticed was all of the yellow in these cards. So I definitely feel like some solar plexus chakra work would be beneficial right now. But all right, recent past for Leo. Man, Leo, you really want this new beginning. Like big time. Recent past for Leo. I'm not exactly sure what that new beginning is. Yeah, there's the Sun in reverse with the Page of Wands here. Your recent past was a whole lot of not feeling too happy. But you were also doing some healing. We got to feel it to heal it. We got to face it to release it. And I feel like that's kind of what you were doing in your recent past. But that's why you have this focus on the positive card, is I feel like you either were doing a really good job at focusing on the positive, or this, what had happened in your recent past is trying to get you into a mindset, a better state of mind to where you can focus a little bit more on the positive, because you do have take a breather right now. So I feel like things haven't let up for you. I feel like it's like like one thing after another. Oh my gosh, why? I just got this fixed. Why is this breaking? I just solved this problem. Why do I have another one? Like it's just been one freaking thing after another. Um and I feel like that's why it's almost like the universe is trying to let you know on like a higher level that like almost like you're facing the end of cycle stuff. Like it's almost like it's because of how ridiculous it's been with how you can't catch a break. It's almost like a sign from the universe. It's like this only speaks end of cycle, right? I feel like there's good coming for you. I mean, I do, but it comes down to you creating that for yourself, and you got to work through all of the reasons that you're not able to do that first, and that's what you've been doing. Recent past for Leo. King of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. This has to do with a financial situation. You're wanting to become this King of Pentacles. You're wanting to have this, this Four of Pentacles, this stability, this foundation, this like release the anxieties and the fear around, am I ever going to get to, the financial freedom that I'm looking for? I really feel like this has to do with financial freedom. It doesn't have to, take it as it resonates, but I really, really do. I really feel like this has to do with financial freedom because, first of all, it's the pentacles that are getting to me. But second of all, I feel like this has to do with like your stability, like your foundation for your day to day, and feeling like you just don't have the stability that you're wanting. Your recent past is kind of speaking of this like this need to this need to take a breather, essentially, like to slow down and to like almost allow everything to come together. Because I feel like it's been this just like intense battle again, like one thing after another. And I just feel like you've been like overwhelmed in such a way that it's been really hard for you to focus on your priorities. I mean, you have focused on your priorities, so that makes sense. Because I feel like you're putting out so many fires, it just feels like you're staying in the same place because every time you try to move forward, you're having to put out the fires of something going wrong. It's like one step forward, three steps back kind of feeling. And I feel like that's why you're being kind of tested. Like your faith or your patience was being pretty tested in your recent past. I can feel that. Recent past for Leo. It's almost like it feels like you can't build because you're always, yeah, literally. Four of Wands in reverse with the Ten of Wands. It feels like you can't build because you're always fixing. It's like if you think of building a house, like you're trying to build this house, but a new problem happens every single day that you're having to fix that problem so you can't move forward. The house isn't able to be built on schedule because you're having to go back and fix so many things. And it's no one's fault. It's just things just keep happening. Weather keeps blowing in, or the materials you got weren't, up to the quality that you thought they were. Like it just feels like there's this level of why can't I get ahead? Why am I always why am I always catching up? It feels like you're always catching up. And I feel like that's this freaking weighed you down. Like you're like, I am so sick and tired of this energy. And I get it because this is frustrating energy. But, in that energy, you were facing a lot of your fear of things not coming together with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And I feel like now, honestly, the problems are done. And now I feel like it's time for you to be like, okay, now I've got to kind of get a grasp on where I'm at now. I got to make sure, I got to look at my finances. I got to make sure that I'm good. Like disaster strike one after another. And I honestly feel like that part is done. Like the one step forward. But I also feel like now you got to kind of get your mindset back on track. Like you've been in this like crisis mode, I feel like, for so long. Current energy for Leo. Now you have to take a breather. Like it feels like, okay. But I also feel like there's this level of what's going to happen next? Like I've been dealing with one freaking thing after another. Like what's the next thing going to be? Like, and there's a need to kind of get out of that energy a little bit. I completely understand why you're in it. But there's a need to kind of get out of that energy because I feel like that's what's it's almost like you're afraid to take any steps forward because you're like, who knows what's going to happen. Current energy for Leo. The Well. The Eight of Swords in reverse. Heck yeah, Leo. Oh my gosh. Eight of Swords in reverse, Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Magician, the Empress, the Four of Swords. So here's the thing. You fear more disappointment. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at all. It just feels like you have PTSD. And I'm even if you do have PTSD, please know I'm not laughing at that either. But even if it's just like things around your house kept breaking or like whatever, like you have this PTSD of like, what's next? Like you're literally expecting things to go wrong, but understand that you are actually in the energy of recovery right now. I'm laughing because I'm not laughing at what you're dealing with. Please understand that. I'm laughing at like no freaking wonder you feel that way. You've been dealing with this just like one hit after another. But this Well card is kind of like it's this energy of allowing. It's this energy of kind of like it's almost like it got to the point where you were like you would fix something and then you'd try to build and then you'd fix something and you'd try to build and you'd fix something and you'd try to build. But then eventually you got to the point where you're like, you know what? Never mind. I am just going to sit my little booty down and I am just going to take a second to get everything in order because everything has been like it's almost like you're like I don't even want to move forward right now. I just want to freaking breathe. Like I just want to feel stable for a second. That's kind of the energy you're in, and that is a really really good energy to be in, Leo, because that is allowing you it's you're in this energy of like I'm now just going to allow what needs to happen, and it's almost like these frustrations kind of pushed you to surrender. But I also feel like that doesn't mean that you're not still frustrated. It doesn't mean that you're not still wanting more for yourself. It just kind of feels like this energy of like needing to get out of this. You're in like I don't know, fight or flight maybe isn't the right word. You could be, but you're in this like you have this negative outlook on your expectations because of what's happened. And right now is a time for you to just kind of need to switch that. Like you're going to need to get out of that. You're going to need to get out of that negative expectation. Like what's going to go wrong next? When's the other shoe going to drop? Like I get why you feel that way, but right now is an energy of kind of helping you shift out of that. Current energy for Leo. Yeah, because if you're going to have to speak your world into being, you're going to have to be in a much better mindset than you are now. Now, please understand that I'm not saying like your mindset right now is completely justified. The reason you feel the way you do is because you have experienced hell a lot. You've experienced a lot of things go wrong. You've experienced a lot of just like unfortunate things happen. And so right now it's really hard for you to be positive. It's really hard for you to be optimistic because you're like, every time I tried to be optimistic, I kind of just got shot down. And so I feel like there's that level of you that's like expecting disappointment to a certain extent. And right now is an energy of like almost the universe proving to you that you like made it through the storm a little bit. Current energy for Leo. That song 100 Bad Days just popped in my head. 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories makes me interesting in parties. So basically what I'm getting at with that is like the bad days are over. But you don't believe that and you're having a really hard time believing that because you have experienced so much disappointment. But you have this focus on your priorities card, and I feel like right now is a time for you to just get everything back in order. Starting to feel stable again so that you can get to a point where you're ready to build, because I feel like you aren't feeling strong enough to build because you have been dealing with so much. Current energy for Leo. This is good energy. You have the Five of Swords in reverse with the King of Cups, the Ace of Swords. Okay, We are doing a little bit more of overthinking. Again, I get it though. You're still dealing with this moon card, this fear, this expectation. And then you have the Seven of Wands, you have the Ten of Cups back there. This is a lot about letting go of that me against the world mentality, that survival mode mentality. You've been in survival mode and it has been difficult for you to keep your head above water. It could be financially, it could just be in general. And I feel like it's time now for you to recover. Like think recovery period. Like you're recovering yourself mentally and emotionally from everything that's happened. That's why you have take a breather here. But that's why right now with this discernment card, be very, very picky about where you're putting your energy, because right now there's the possibility of getting caught in that negative spiral and kind of getting really down on yourself and getting really hopeless because of everything that's happened. Be very, very careful where you're putting your energy, and almost like take some time for self-care right now. Like, don't try to think about next steps right now. Don't try to think about what needs to come, what needs to happen. Like, we don't need to always be working on ourselves. We don't need to always be figuring out what's next. Like, literally just let yourself be where you're at right now, because you've got to recover from what you've been dealing with in your recent past. Current energy for Leo. And it could be more than 100 bad days. Please understand that. I'm just saying, like, that's just the song that came into mind. The Five of Wands in reverse with the Moon in reverse. Good, 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 good. You're in an energy of working through fear. And that conflicting energy that can come from I want to have hope, but man, what I have experienced is making it really hard to. Like, those energies kind of conflict itself. And so you are kind of working through that right now. You're working through a lot of fear. And, what that kind of feels like is just facing it. I mean, there's that Nine of Cups in reverse. Just facing that fear and letting it kind of like letting yourself be where you're at right now without believing that you're going to be where you're at forever. Like I said, you've had a lot of things happen, and it's time for you deserve to believe that your future holds better. But it's hard to think that way when you've experienced so much. So take this time to just kind of like get yourself back on track. That's what it feels like. You're getting back on track. Like, it's like you have this path from point A to point B. Like, you're driving in a car, you have this map to get there. And it's a pretty straight shot, like from A to B, like just right there. But you keep having to take all of these detours. And sometimes you got to turn back around. And it's just like it's been, for whatever reason, you run out of gas, or your car breaks down, or you need to, I don't know, got to pick someone up on the side of the road. I don't know. I really, I don't know what that. But I just feel like there's just all of these things that you've been dealing with, and you're like, I can see it. Like, I can see where I need to be. It's right there. Like, it's not that far away. This isn't that confusing of a drive. But you've been dealing with so much. And so now I feel like now all of the detours are over, and you've just kind of pulled over on the side of the road, and you're like, I am scared to drive anymore, because I don't have any more. I don't have any energy to expend on anything else going wrong. And the universe is kind of saying, you know what? Stay there. You're safe there. You're protected. You can just stay there as long as you need. And you'll be ready to kind of start to move forward whenever you are. All right, immediate future for Leo. Speak your world into being with the Fool. Immediate future for Leo. This new beginning awaits you, Leo. It does. It really, really does. But you got to create it, and you got to get into a better mindset before you can create it. And sometimes you just got to deal with where you're at. It's all upright. Right? Yeah. Some clarity. Your immediate future is going to be some clarity. Good, good, good. There's the Fool there. So I saw the Fool in the back of the deck. So the immediate, because you have the High Priestess and you have the Ace of Swords, I feel like it's gonna be a little bit easier to listen to yourself in your immediate future. Listen to your intuition, to have a little bit more hope about where you're heading, a little bit more direction even. Like, I feel like right now you're like, like during all of these detours, you lost your freaking GPS, and now you're like, I know it's a straight shot, but like, who knows? If there's any detours, or, if there's any more detours, like it just feels like right now you just have no idea which way to go, and that's okay. Like, be forgiving with yourself for where you're at right now. Take it one day at a time. Forgive yourself for not having it all figured out. You're not supposed to have it all figured out right now. This is a process. This is a journey, and you're getting there. And your immediate future is about, you'll start to get a little bit more clarity on your path, on the next steps you need to take. So again, allow yourself to be where you're at right now, because you will start to uncover where you need to be in your immediate future. I really, really, I see that for you guys. Immediate future for Leo. I think with this discerning energy and the speaker world into being, be very careful with the words you're saying. Not, don't say, I'm broke. Of course this happens to me. These things always to happen to me. I expect things to go wrong. Be very careful with your verbiage right now. Because again, I understand why you feel the way you do, but remember, your words hold so much power. And so don't affirm the negative right now, because you obviously don't want to have to keep repeating a lot of this. There's a 3 of Wands with the Hierophant. You're going to be taking some steps out of your comfort zone. You'll be getting back on that road in your immediate future. Now, there's a 7 of Wands. There's the Hierophant. You're going to have a better perspective in your immediate future. Right now, you just kind of are where you are. And that's okay. Sometimes our, current energy doesn't need fixing. It just needs processing. And I feel like that's where you're at right now. So your immediate future, you're going to start to take better steps forward. You have the Devil in reverse. You've got some good things coming. I just feel like this is about really getting back, like, honestly, your confidence, but like your excitement about your path. Like, I feel like it's not that you're not excited about your future. It's that right now it seems like this big daunting thing. Like, it's like that the rest of my life. Oh, wow. And it's kind of like you haven't been enjoying the process right now, because the process has been kind of shitty, for lack of a better word. Excuse my language if that's offensive to you, but you will start to, I feel like, enjoy the process again in your immediate future, once you can gain some clarity and some direction. Immediate future for Leo, because you have focus on your priorities. And honestly, Leo, I feel like your priority right now needs to be you. Focus on you right now. Get through this. Immediate future, you have the Fool and the Empress. Same Fool is right there. Whether you're male or female, this is, you have the Empress could be in reverse here too. I want to clarify this. Clarifying the Empress in reverse. I want to make sure I'm on the right track here. Clarifying this Empress in reverse for Leo's immediate future. Page of Cups and the Hierophant. So that's that perspective shift. So that's the thing, is you haven't, it's been really hard to put, I talked about how your priority was you. This Empress in reverse is this, having a difficult time putting yourself first, putting your needs first, putting your desires first. And that's been because you've been dealing with so much. And that goes back to, like, I can't get to where I'm trying to go because I'm dealing with so much. This new beginning is going to get you out of that energy, so that you can start to put yourself first and focus on, what does Leo want? What is Leo trying to create? What does Leo need? Not, what fires do I have to put out today? Now, this Hierophant here is speaking of, you've learned a lot through all of this. You've learned a lot through things going wrong, and you've learned a lot through, it's almost like learning to control your expectations and understand that just because you're not getting there as quick as you want to, or in the way that you want to, it doesn't mean that you're not getting there, right? Just because it's not working out, it doesn't mean it's not working out. Just because it doesn't feel like it's working out doesn't mean it's not working out. So you have the Fool twice in your immediate future. So there's a new beginning available for you. Remember, I can't tell you exactly what your future holds. I can only tell you what you're in alignment with. It's up to you to stay in alignment with it. So I do feel like this is, with the Page of Cups here, this is a lot of really listening to yourself, listening to the universe, not listening to your fear, not allowing yourself to get down on yourself because things aren't turning out like you expected. Kind of holding back that frustration as much as you can, processing your frustration, but don't, not letting it affect how you speak about your life and your existence. Because again, remember, your words hold so much power. All right, Leo, we're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to clarify each and every one of these messages and then get some advice from Spirit at the end. Thank you guys so much, as always, for the support of my channel. It means the absolute world to me. Obviously, I hope these readings help and resonate in the ways that you are looking for. I wish you nothing but the best in 2023, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye, Leo.